to the National Cathedral project, there is actually an additional payment of $39 million. When added up, this brings the total cost to $97 million.
We are sorry.
And people, and Ghana for $97 million. What made this go away? Mr. President Mahama, for life.
The president has ordered that in the interest of transparency and accountability, the Attorney General has been directed to take legal steps to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees.
Board members, I'm mismanaging $58 million, Abanya Yura President Mahama Danwo.
Sikana wadino, Reverend Akosibuache, Sebukosibuache, for Sikana Sablay.
Yen someone phone you know kwaba ebium emra Jumadi so National Cathedral and some bebre any free ho eba after set Felix Sofosu kwache ebe change semna ebe to dwase $58 million no kwa no ayebubo dino enye sa sesiam no kasei eye $97 million Ghana for bone na ensem bebre ne freche eba ama sesiam no kasei Board of Trustees ye dissolve no ama ensem bebre so esieche but ansana no commander ye no sa ko na ye sa tie biem
of course
and some of fellows ofosu kwache eri tu dwa no ti we de ye nya botre twetwa ne nyina be 5 minutes per abusua yenko na yenchemra ye koba information bi we cha commander ebe drop ni nyina.
It bears noting that available evidence indicates that contrary to the widely held view that total payments and commitments to the National Cathedral project amounts to $58 million so far, there is actually an additional outstanding payment of $39 million due the contractor. Now, when added up, this brings the total costs incurred so far for the whole that sits at the site of the project to $97 million. Also, due to the lopsided nature of the contract, additional costs continue to accrue daily, despite the cessation of work on the project since March 2023. President John Mahama has directed that the following steps be taken. 1. The National Cathedral Secretariat, which used to operate from here at the presidency, stands dissolved as of 1st May 2025. Now, the National Cathedral Ghana was registered limited by guarantee. In view of that, the Attorney General has been directed to take legal steps to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees. And we expect that to be done in the coming days. Now, 3, the President has ordered that in the interest of transparency and accountability, the Deloitte and Touche audit reports will be published immediately after this briefing for several transactions, including board secretary expenses, office costs, and accommodation for a symposium hosted by the Biblical Museum of Africa, out of a total of 949,847 Ghana cedis, an amount of 292,681 Ghana cedis remains unsupported. Unsupported expenditures and weak financial oversight in financial year 2022. The audit report for the 2022 financial year uncovers a troubling pattern of poor accounting practices, unsupported expenditures, and lapses in financial oversight at the National Cathedral Secretariat. A key example involves accommodation payments from Mr. Kari Samis, who was lodged at the Movenpick Hotel from 16th to 28th February 2022 at a cost of 18,500 Ghana cedis. However, only 4,976 Ghana cedis was recorded in the books, with no documentation accounting for the remaining 13,524 Ghana cedis, which was reportedly a refund issued by the hotel but not traceable in the financial records. Additionally, a trip to the United States by Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah and Reverend Kusi Boateng cost a total of 433.60 Ghana cedis, drawn from the Fidelity USD account on 12 October 2022. Strangely, despite this prepayment, a separate approval of $20,504.95 for the same trip was later granted by the Chief of Staff on 18th October 2022, raising concerns about duplicated approvals and a lack of coordination in financial planning. Further issues include payments totaling $17,000 made under accountable interest without supporting documentation, covering hotel accommodation, which was $15,000, internal transportation of $1,000, and incidentals of another $1,000 for 2 unnamed officials. The absence of receipts or accountability for these funds suggests weak internal controls. Moreover, a memo from the head of operations authorized 20,000 Ghana cedis for payments to bloggers and media houses. However, there was no evidence of approval from the Director of Finance and Administration. While 14,700 Ghana cedis was disbursed, no documentation exists to confirm whether the remaining 5,300 Ghana cedis was refunded. Lastly, the Secretariat paid 117,180 Ghana cedis, equivalent to $18,000 at a rate of 6.51 Ghana cedis at the time, to the board secretary in January 2022 to rent accommodation. Yet again, there was a lack of supporting documentation to substantiate the purpose, duration, or approval basis for these payments. Non-compliance with the law in the composition of the procurement committee. The audit report revealed that the National Cathedral of Ghana project violated Section 20 and the first schedule, that is Category B, of the Public Procurement Act 2023, Act 663.
National Cathedral,
of course,
as a wholesome Nakwa Bebre.
Yeah.
Nano be na Abronye de betu just His Excellency John Mahama and an abahin ayefishemu.
Yeah.
Ama abeto just obi eniska bia.
Okay.
Ekoda sorry ya Felix Ofosu kwacha be press conference.
Yeah.
National Cathedral no say na kwakosie.
Okay.
Nti ensam na manfo kasa eni ensam Abronye de betu that means entro na no mu twa na ase de.
Of course.
But a quick one, young me say no $97 million.
Yeah.
Commander no shedodo.
Director, me yam crash him.
Ano shedodo.
Na sika we ya ye ka no. Enye nkwada sika.
Nye sika ketua.
Director, sika we betuma change lives upon lives.
Oh.
Ye betuma transforming some cities in Ghana with sika we.
Yes, ye de kwa ko nyame adwuma. Nyame adwuma na ya mfa nye.
Of course. Ye de akotwa mena.
Oh.
The most expensive hole I wo wiase. Amena wiase nyina. The board game pa National Cathedral amena no.
Oh.
Ye mpudi enim say $58 million. Ya kwada sorry ya $97 million.
Ade.
Na enumpo no se Nyankopon anya adom na Attorney General anya ntem na contract na ye no man tenase na ye ntwam a ebi be san ba be ka ho biem.
Ye sorry ani akwa America se ye kwa kobobosia.
Of course.
Enne maburu sorry obi apese otukwan kwa broche no kokoya adwuma. Otu oman Ghana mu a uye die na wo form.
Of course.
Ni atam $97 million.
7.
Asa
Now when was the last time I say US minor and now Italy minor atam sika even $50 million say or mine this year sorry dan.
Oh.
The writer in some way yeah but yen sha say na ye ni hu komo.
Ye ni mu komo no kwa de no na ewura mu no.
The writer report wa na enenama bontin earlier no na hu be hia say right after say aban ni second report we na no o brief Ghana for my hu de wom and sample na aban next actions we be taking what taking said the be at said the be how can say false information ni ba na wa ma bontin ama me clear air na wa mfa information papa no ama for be gin already and in this case na nkrofo kra wa bontin a o ma dwen yi o mo say eyampa de Abronye kan no eye no ano no asem bia ni akire bi the writer on this issue National Cathedral Audit according to Office of the President, Felix Ofosu kwache and the back country or say Deloitte Ghana for no or money touchy audit limited or mumienu and a kabum audit we now omo audit no and in the first place council should say aside $58 million, now you do come there is additional $39 million. Yeah, a kahofra, a kahwa, a bill of hompoa, yen try. Oh, it's right away. I assemble because we be added to it. Say, Omana or more jetching. The question is, new report now about or making it public say Obianco Kaibino. Sikane woman in Yano. The best $58 million and I exceed $58 million. Imagine say there be a dynasty what that. May a kobu dino. Say ye baby see dine for Adiam yenya mieduma. They are spending $97 million. Ye in see dine.
Arrow, no a board of trustees, you know. Yeah, Nyamia so for kukudam.
Of course.
Ye dissolving no. Also amount for any aje.
Roger. Are very necessary. Now, all case ye dissolving board of trustees, you know. And yet dissolving keke. Right, ye dissolve when ye can say after auditing any BBN investigations in India, some penny for now may a suffer for or mujitum some board of trustees, you know. Ye for munko court.
Obi a one disca be abeje. Na ase nipa ya metati di omi e. Reverend Kusibuacha. Kusibuati.
Roger,
metati di wompa National Cathedral
in the said report yankasa krano. Yeah. Right, meet here 2 times and in the first place. Omukwa a trip to the United States. Trip no kwano. Omuji husika menu allegedly. The fellows of Osukwa chekano. Aside that, so for Victor Kusibuati the company said the company no ebo National Cathedral no board of trustees no. Omuji busia wo so for the company ni ho. Bosiana yejina no terms of conditions, no agreement. Ya tenase say sikano oyejia you better interest say but at the end of the day receipts has been confirmed to say ya say sikano dia man back the right entity say oye nyame sofo now we decide say obetu kwan ba ko on National Cathedral issue na ofre he ko US na menim say US na no mo ko no omo na no mo ko akosoa cement any iron rods e dey go mo ko bu dey twapo every US aba emede sidan dey I don't know
na me say National Cathedral no mo pa nanka momo obi $2 million ko betimi dey si
brother e very easy
$2 million unim ska kro
brother very easy
e ska o obi betimi dey $2 million o dey emfa say $5 million
of course
first National Cathedral $58 million akwa kodu 97
na brother winim the ma asem no kra eye hunu say it is not ending here. Sikano baby na nkomone kwa na ya mihuni. The right ya dwe ye say sikano there. Okay, every 58 $97 million. It is cool. Nti e bia o me diskano akoye adwuma. Right, according to report wa Ebano, companies na National Cathedral board no ene o mu deal ye no. The right findings a woman say a lot of transactions any amount to cost wa ye nkyeremu bia nim. Aban no enya confirmation be any chirichirimu bia na de man ye huni in the first place the right say no ka say David Ajayi and associate sa law firm no right ye no ma deal na de ma asofo for the right inform to prison because ye ne company ni deal no sika na company no confirm ye e de ma auditors ne say sika say ene ensa kai no company se ne ka kire say sika $117 million $117 million Ghana cedis any kaka and omoje at the end of the day okwa aban book mo so a omo kire say 113 difference of about 4.9 million Ghana cedis why when as sika ne come but a lot of money here a core companies in wha ukwo receipts na amount ne different aban office so sika ne da ho ne different
o sha enche no bi edibi
at the end of the day say
ekosia sorry the ekosia sorry afa we say board of trustees na minim ba bi ekosia sorry a ye te board of trustees
na for the first time minti bi da say ye si asore dan na asore dan na gese ye kofa asofofo anka minim sa asofofo ne be bom paye ema ye she project na sia o ma hwi o ma dwuma ko say ye ba wi ye se ba bia no but ene de asofofo dan engineers asofo for adano mason for any carpenter for omo na omo transactions omo na adano ho accountant ya omo nim sikam
na National Cathedral issue we ho one thing me hu ni say asofo for anhwe a na amanfo nim so omo ehyehyɛ mu no anhwe be ba na omo clean
no director not yet
so e wasofo bu omo too smart
of course
enye sika bia no omo do omo ho be mu Sa Uza Abronye be kasa Duncan Williams.
Yeah.
Say, but
Yeah.
Uber come no, na Duncan Williams, maybe a deal bu omu.
Of course.
What's there be deal with you? Menye.
Yeah, brother said there was a time at Duncan Williams, board no, or train who free.
Oh, yeah.
Nti asofo fo ni bi ho a maybe baby ana nsem ne kɔ no eni dwuma de ni bi kɔ no na ɔmadwen no enko yi ɔmo pɛ
yes of penny bento kusibu atin so penny echia
no de
on na hwa ne ho bom pa
na no kra no obenya na nke yemfa adwuma ni nyina ma ne sɛ sofo pani ona abɔ mpa ma na do bedi man pani National Cathedral no e de sika ni nyina ma ɛdan no pɛsi o pansi
zentina na ɔbɔ mpa SMPP beto
nti brother in this case in the first place every single person be aware involved in National Cathedral issue.
Yeah.
The writer, I was say investigations, no, a caution them. Na ye investigations, no. Na ye shall say teaching Akuffo because Felix Ovoso kwache say at this moment, ya Oma Babontin, abe brief here with in same way, no.
Yeah.
The writer, Omo release statement, and Omo release here. Mampeni Ashe Attorney General say,
Yeah.
Attorney General ensanya forensic audit.
and they also omo so we say no National Cathedral ne de me maka say oman working on that.
Of course.
Na oman fan hwehwemu ama bonten na ya nte say ade no we discantiem prosecute we ya me say 8 years no so a onwe a NDC omo nhye da hu Ghana fo yi.
The writer, 4 years.
National Cathedral ne de ade a amanfo hwe so to abetia MPP. Amanfo hwe so to abama John Mahama.
The writer,
Ti I was Ghana 40 ho asem.
No correct. Enti se obe brief here after briefing no.
Yeah.
Yakuma beto ayem kakra say okay, ene sika no kura na yete ye no no kura nkrofo bi adi. Yegusu ehwehwemu na wempo de yakuma na ato ayem o. Yakuma sa hwiri bi agufu asaba from 58 to 97. Enti aban ne de na wo ye.
And they say no o kana National Cathedral na $58 million bi mu. $97 million.
Director, $97 million no. Trust me, say kakra baba be ka ho.
Yeah.
They be ma kakra baba be ka ho nie. Director, there was a story okuja to abla kom say National Cathedral issue no. Ono no be expose say $58 million na kom. That time no opposition. There was a story or some post to yourself. Edan ahodo a yebubu ye e wo bebe a yesi National Cathedral no. Enye ni nyina na ye aban edan. Ti individuals na omo nso japade ho no. Individuals no ne yeguso twen ya omo demand compensation. Nti at the end of the day ebi enya account for sa sika ni nyina. Nti ni nyina ba be hyem bi. Se ni nyina be hyem a it is expected say sika ne be san kosuru biem. Nti se uhwie na Minister of Finance a ohwe ye ema aban a okakere say eye seed money nkwa na aban de be hyem no. Na wadada ye eyi sika wabra parliamentary approval bi ankoso no say ofa ne hudi na asofo akromfo ne form hudi every single person we involved ofa ne hudi a what intimi ntwe ma aban no
Kan ofuriata omra oma no nya ha akokra US wache dodo
we
ya surgery ni wie surgery say operation ni wie ye no sisi ade kro na ya wu be yin sama no
ana brata oti we kura de a wan hwa baby a o hye wo US no obesa dosuko
asem
because he feels like baby ade ne kona fi kura de said na Ghana for bonitiri so no Ghana for de bufo be ka ma na chensa
na Ghana for sa mo ansem hiam sa
oh director
sika ketwa we amanfo adi 97 million dollars is coming commander
director woni
ana Ghana for kasa sa
director woni bibi awro se me wo mu ne say opa name yen kasa ye pese ye raise $97 million as a country sam penfo ni nyina moa ye gigi sika me ma 4 years ye ntimi raise da I'm telling you say ye gigi sika from ya ibutum ye ntimi raise da unim say in the report sika na ye gigi ye omo the short code buy and omo the momo numbers buy the short code ni momo numbers no amount for started donation from 2018 omo say donations omo receive ye no receipts na e wo ho no any documents ni kire say 2018 2019 ho ba ne ba bi no omo nya sika ni bi about over 70,000 Ghana cedis eno ye momo and a code ni de end about 40,000 Ghana cedis na mum after 2020 band e ho nkunta ama
afre ne mahudi enti a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nya 38%. Onse nyame adwuma no sa ogigi sika kasa odi ko nyame adwuma no amfa nya aya na wona sum nyame no mo gidie bi se e very dangerous one way be pay you back nti eno ne pay MPP back a Omako machisa this time kwano omako position so still and tokoda so party
director omu hwasum
and to be National Cathedral na
director na Lord to cry wo no ana papa ne friend say
Lord say Jesus na
baby ba ko bi koton Ananias ne yere
we dey Aisha big boy
omu koton omu asase say omu de kobo nyame adwuma na omu koy omu tisika ne bi hye omu botom say asase no say ne ton mi hwa no mu twantro nyankopon dome no e ono ani sika wo how much more wo a wagigi nkrofo sika ehia for tax money omu do nyame adwuma say ye befiri ye pem aye sika de aboa na say sika no omu de je omu ne enye yi na mo sika na di mu wi am say yem praise mo ye board of trustees mu wi am say yem to abama Dr. Mahmoud Bamia na on sign to aso da bi nyankopon onya na de sa right it is very unfair say obasa gina Ghana for anim aka kire Ghana for say yem to abama no gina nyame anim akobom paye edo mo ma bofom aka kire nyame say upon all these issues yem to abama MPP na nka mo sign to aso bim nka National Cathedral asemi nka ye ntibim ye betia ni say adru $200 million because ka Dr. Mahmoud Bamia beka so obesi awie
okay yenyina we so na ye hwansam a Abronye de atodwa on na be liki info ni say John Mahama on na ban akọ ehwehwemu na betodwa so obi aniska ene ekoda sori ya ate se fele so fozu kwa chenso abechi nsemu se sikadi akoso enti eno achi na Abronye de nsem atodwa abusua Abronye de emfa ne serious but yenkora niema waye e wachi yekoba nkomo wachi pa
ensem ni bi wo ha esiro ensem ni bi wo ha mo kan aningwase atom enne mutimi ye press conference e ka kire Ghana fo nyina say mo kwa akoye forensic audit because the enamo hwehwe say the Lord for kano wo manka ehu be abanya etiswe ehu about the pressure on the cathedral audit ehu monuma guase abanya yewura president Mahama danu ehu about the press conference on the cathedral audit no monuma guase press conference na farisofosu kwate baye eya ningwase press conference na me sa press conference no otwe wieye e na me hu sa press conference can me use just seconds me can wieye anu maka say sa press conference is useless because abaya who person ye for serious no sa press conference we T-row toilet row crowd one fast what press conference here obey it doesn't make sense. Press conference it doesn't make sense. The reader of the press anasunu na onim nyansa statement nankasa nyansa nim and the reader nankasa so nim nyansa. Or in the press conference, you use the opportunity to apologize to Ghanaians to say, your opposition, you did tragu na nado aban to say, what did 58 million board members, I mismanaged $58 million, Na ye nhwehwemu and yes anete nti we are sorry.
Abronye is a joker. San obi kan.
Right, onye joker keke.
iPhone fanche.
Obro pa.
Abronye. Odabi.
Oh, wabro.
Na unti ni interview bi atemi. Unti ni interview bi o say ono oni wifo nanam. Oni wifo anante. Oni chese wo mo bra enso wamfa bi anka na no da.
So si wi no kro mo kwoto a ne namfofo ntimi twi wi aba no fra mokoni akaka no. No mo de ediba.
Do kasa Abronye bro, Abronye say nya Dabi.
O twetwe kakra ni.
Dabi commander Abronye Dabi.
Because Abronye ni kan pa. Na adwen ye adwuma na o ka kire say. Deloitte Ghana an international audit firm. Ntomo report o mede ba in 2024 no. Still yen tum say ye clean. Meanwhile na o kasa minim say obeka say findings na aban nsanka said sikana exceed $58 million na nyo no kre. Na Abronye ho nye ne mobo ono ankasa ne ho nye ono ahomobo say. Just spend sika even say $58 million here. Just spend sika $58 million. Na ye ntimi si na bia nsi ho.
Eno ni asem no.
Enti na ni hu ade.
Ti sa nipa we say no because koto abama nipa we
I'm sure.
no man menya position mra medi o man ne so a
Sure.
nti Abronye ebenya position o man ne mu a
Yeah.
die pa ne besi
Director nwanwa nipa want me nwini hu se sika na o man na use no say even $10 million mpo a any use say di sidan a at least o say ke page dan do a certain standard bi
momia ne MP for nkasa se on betimi ayi Abronye afro party nim ne nkofo bi o mo betimi ayi o mu nyina afri mu a ebedu time bi no Ghana wo de Ghana for be ready say beto aba mo ba se nkofo bi o ma o ma mfri mu a yeto aba mo enye yie
director
ana de bi che so what ma say
director meti wase
e say Abronye da so ya MPP ni dia
meti wase
ebe che
say Abronye muntina MPP for ni bia omunya position no
Yeah.
corruption bebrebe because omunim say within the party say oba na wadwuma nya
Yeah.
mampeni no owo other option a obayi wafre no de say nipa na besho
Abɛhyɛ hɔ, yeah.
but omo na na adom omo positions no omunim say omo free ho a Abronye mu na watiri
Oh.
enti Abronye entimi me hold position
Dabi.
enti automatically obo kro no kra na
Yeah.
o say MPP for kata ne to no maintain because say you free ho why na ba besho
Yeah.
these are the people omo lawyers within MPP omo National Executive Council members
Yeah.
omo no omo ruling party no because a party bia take over power the right party ni hyehyɛ no ɛna mampeni ni aban no edi so
Yeah.
because party no kwan a ɔpɛsɛ ɔfa so bɔ ne bra na ɔ govern ɔman no party ni cannot rule contrary to the party na nkasa pɛsɛ ɛyɛ no
Yeah.
it is Abronye mo with this kind of thinking say adeɛ no emu da ho plain
Oh.
findings ne
Yeah,
kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ clean me wɔ afa wo sika fa Abronye mfa ne sika 5 billion ɛma obi sɛ onsi dan ma no na after say nipa na gisika na wie no 2 months to 1 year Abronye be kwana nipa ni si dan na ɛyɛ amena nkwa na watu ato hɔ wobɛti dede be so okrom ha
Okay.
wan hwa onka so ɔbɛkyi ne keke o ɔbɛsoa mɛma akɔ akɔbo no sɛ wɔgye sika ne hɔ $58 million a allegedly din ka ba no say findings ne clean this time it is hitting $97 million but Abronye is a joke
Okay.
obi amfa ne serious biem
Yemfansi
yeah
na abigi J emrem National Cathedral abeto dwa se amanfo diska na mompanyum bi na mommoma abigi ana munya bi ammoma no wo de watena se mamema na kwaba na bokɔ de
ama nyame adome hɔ de papa
wo de quick one yenwa nsɛm nim National Cathedral akwakɔ yɛ nsɛm bebre ade no so akwakɔ aro sɛm ehwehwɛmu abedadi sika de amanfo adibi say $58 million adabi awtena aka no say brosa afi so no His Excellency John Mahama na Daroma wa dissolve no Abronye kasa fa quick one iye nwramu ai
tina mama mencha hefo me pese me busa sɛ
bisa me
sa National Cathedral ma President Mahama a dissolve ye wo na Abronye be ka kire sɛ obi andi sika
no kwasem
adi fo boa obi andi sika ɛna o fa ya ni nti me pese me busa Abronye sɛ sika na every $58 million $97 million ayene sinana ni diye aye atie aye yen kantra Abronye so onja nkwasa na Mr. President Mahama me panacho so wanja Abronye ne mambo enda Akuffo be dina attempt 2016
za ambo
so
what can say
wanja Abronye ntumo o me dina attempt because the Abronye no o say Mahama chi
no kwasem
o pasa wo konde Mahama nanso ade be chepia no na Mahama be twete kuro wo nachi ansa na Mahama o pasa o twete kuro ni nyina awo se o chi Abronye
onche wan
Abronye
onche no why dey
because we tantro sansa ma andi tifo aye hwehwemu aba obi ani sika ade ye $57.8 million no ahwere ko $98 million anabiwa
sorry
$97 million and 30 na abaka ho no aye afrihin Abronye afrihin and yenkenche na me mama mbo Mahama baso hwe President Mahama oya nwanwate oya dia obinge bita dissolve na we dissolve no we dissolve mpenifo ni nyina no we dissolve na ho anya hwe kura ma bona baso ho
ti National Cathedral na ya so dan esia me na John Mahama be dissolve
na so le kan na wai
si esi
nyam kura bofu
say
nyame bofu na nado
for there
tie say nyame
bofu amasuan
tie tie nyame bofu na nado
for there
for ne say wo obi ada roma wo si dan ma nyame na wo sa wie nyame sika Where you nyame what's a nyame pasika. Na anya nipa hunu bia o. Aya asofo a muna mo siese. Nyame afra mo se mo maye adwuma. Nyame afra se mo mawo kro no. Ana nyame afra mo se mo mbodi Ghana sika.
Dabi.
Enti ayi sa Nyankopon kura buofu sankofo e. Because sika we pa ha. Mr. President Mahama. Asofo fo no manager ba. Onche o mi nyina ntum.
Hey.
Yes.
What's the panic?
Oh. Ye no to nchen.
Okay, sir. But we say no kusibuati. Ye na we so ona ehye come say eh dan MPP bewe ni MPP lusu ye no.
Oh, na. Oh, David. O say ye dey ya.
Boss of panipa o me penase mo.
O say ye dey ya.
Nyame nwusra wo no so.
Aye dey MPP bewe ni. Ana MPP lusu ye. Say sika na MPP bewe ni. Sika na kata so.
Oh.
Ana Nyankopon so mpaza no kro no. Ana o say David wo say wo aye Nyankopon say MPP bewe ni a. Mama MPP lusu. Na mama o to adadi. Sika na wadi no. Reverend Akuffo se Akuffo o. For sika na sa play.
Why?
Akuffo se Akuffo o.
Reverend Akuffo.
Ai, me say the sofo no kwa mayi afiri jen. Sofo no kwa mayi afiri so.
Do friend.
Yeah, but Reverend no kwa aye Akuffo. Mimi David nyame frɛ wan nyame frɛ se ba ya adwuma
do what is saying
ko Akuffo Reverend Bia nso so bi
mate
Reverend Bia bokro no
mate
Reverend Bia ka no kore
mate
Reverend Bia ka de Nyankopɔn soma se ba ye
e say mama dissolve no
wa ya de wa mabona ba so wo ho wa na wo se wanchi obia yes ka mama any right say na we what dissolve sika na o mogene bosom say aba Ghana ho enti sika we enti mama busa asem enti MPP for pa bone ben na Ghana for the ayam
ade
MPP for bone be pa na Ghana for the ayam
ade
mo di 11 ato ye so 11 yes ana mo say enya hwe kwa yam go si asole dan ye do Africa ebi ni ho na Ghana obi aba no aba mo ko si dan na swimming pool swimming pool na makosi asi ho ensuo atwa menase o enti Ghana for abone bai na nado ene wo ba unya ade na Ghana for yam bone bai enti yasila ne say ya to abamanya 1.5 na achiri asida odi amagana for na andi MPP for na nado de bona wodi aye na nado wutimu odin but na wo de pe break 8 gal for pass to abama bonya medum ho ya papa se koto abamre bi kodu ya se bonya ba ya Ghana president medi gal for ya papa se sika we na cinema
meet you
I saw board na Pentecost stuff bi room na me boy
one day the dinim ze see
David board no adam
oboku nyina
I no so odi scan bi
menim wanis wadi bi
anya menim ya atom
David emeto nhwehwemu no sheda ma se we diska kuzibu aten na ne dini na mu
ena wonim se odi nkan wondi ska bla bonten be yiwa no mimi adebia me kase se nyame soman wa osoma se be ye na dwuma wan soma se be fa Ghana sikadi
David
so we me sofo so we hwan yo na wandi no kre me asore ba me ko bodwa ba wutim sen yo asore o ya fra poko nyina wo bodwa man ya se ye ntun sen dwaman na kro no nyina ye the same thing sofo a wo gina ye nim tue na no kre obi tim owie ni buye nipa 5 sem nipa 10 oba Akuffo wie sika wantimi anka no kore nkyere nse jakro no na wa ma bonte ne abanya ngoma me fire me fansio because wotimi ga cheso obi abodaman watuna sen obi osofu bi atena solid dem adi solid sika matuna sen ebi asi pes poko nyina wo pes abi si na ye ne wotimi di sika yesi uka ho say wo ma bra bonten yesa afri samle yeba asofu bia ne sawom bia yeba faya no ye mfancham ye nyanya atwom sana police MP bia kodiska yeba trasa faya wo ye sofu wo nche MP no wo ye sofu wo ndiska enti president Mahama sanko fo nyina chewmo nyina atum Chomu ina na Nyankopɔn de so no wapɔ ne sama mo. Ɛyɛ sa Nyame te so no bu bɛsa fu Mahama. Chomu ina ada na mo diga na fo abrosa. Solba ko dwama ya mo tuna so waye bɔne. Wo 58
and $97 million.
Wo say anya de?
Niskabia.
Wo say anya skabia. Mr. President, my hand is for Munchi de Brata Doom. The Brata $97 million. Or say yes, get I was so much in tomb. Because me nyanya atumo me batlaham nyanya atum. Kra wo yesofa wo ye nipo nyame adum ka na asonso.
Is it crowd maybe Jamini Abronye crack with him?
Abronye.
We TV.
We no. Yeah,
we TV.
I say there.
I say oh here TV.
Abronye. So here TV.
The TV no.
Sana ya.
Everywhere you know here TV.
Onya TV. Na onya kasa na ompa Abronye. Onya kasa na Abronye nye oyehiani.
Say Honorable Kennedy board say no so.
Me aware.
Wa ko be TV say fe no here TV. TV say me ko.
Nti ahia fo nkwa na ekọ.
Davi.
Asa na opatire o.
Scanning su timi ko.
Davi o say ahia TV no. Na Abronye nkasa no. Ghana for a doctor for me sremu. Madaruma me ko twedwani fom. Munchi Abronye na munchek na adwenu hese eye adwuma. Hwe Utimi twan to obi so ade acha na nyesa wo se ye che no ye je no ente nya me pe deje pesu no deje pesu ntra se ndin se hunu se na atra se ade acha wa batoto bom
Davi
wo ye che wa ye frabes bibi se squat ye bo se ndie ne bo tu simple na ora ko na we Abronye we o to hoja ye se hunu o fag o via Ghana fo adwene ama Ghana fo abedi wati se aye nokure asam no se nya nokure adi ye fashi ma ponto wo se o munda ba obi aniska nti $97 million no Abronye free anyesa Abronye wan kasa na mo hwe na ni o hwe na ni ma nanim te seko abuakokuo nti obaye adi abuakokuo ho adwuma eya nyesa mon kan ko tenasia MPP pers want man ka we ya nkyere o mo wia pika na me ai mo sa Abronye ota o na kan daw galam se na ko to na ka se ja tu na e mo e na ota na ba mi samle galam se no e na o se ntu o ba se o man sa se eno no wata o na bani ba pem samle.
Okay yam fansiana
Sinama Mr. President Mahama we de me panto I dis penifo unka kira President Mahama say Mr. Hankwan fa so nche Abronye ntu.
Okay
So wanchi na kwanya Abronye de ndisefo ba faso mi katla aye no kro se se anhwehwema mi ye ba no ehu se manchi na we manchi na next time de ode ba no ehu anti Mr. President Mahama chino wo de chino kotu 24 hours na mo ma soja fo na mburu ne kakra bi no munjano oba obejai.
Okay
Esa kwa ode ndisefo ba faso mbaye mo
abusua eko ebesa ba sie yakra mu nyina